Welcome to the sheet 4 electrical circuits 2. In today's session we will be seeing the balanced three-phase circuits, their phase sequence, and how to identify the phase sequence of a three-phase circuit. To start with, we are having a 4 sets of three-phase power supply. We need to identify the phase sequence, and also we need to identify whether the system is balanced or not. To start with, the first set of equations what we have VA is equal to 139 cos 377, VB is equal to 139 cos 377 with a phase difference of plus 21, and then VC with a magnitude of 139 cos 377 minus 120 with a phase difference of minus 120. If we observe, the magnitude of all the three phases are same. When magnitude is same, we say that the system is balanced. And one more mandatory thing is, when the system is said to be the balanced state, whether another condition for a balanced system is we need to check the phase sequence, phase difference. The phase difference should be 120 degrees from each other. It means the phase difference between VA and VB should be 120. The phase difference between VB and VC should be 120. The phase difference between VA and VC should be 120. All the three phases should have a phase difference of 120. To start with, to identify whether the system is phase or not, first we need to draw the phasor we need to form the phasor representation of this given equations. So VA can be represented as VA is equal to 139 at an angle of 0. The angle pi value is 0 here, hence it is 0. VB can be written as 139 at an angle of plus 120. VC can be written as 139 at an angle of minus 120. If we observe, the difference between 0 to 120 between A and VB is 120, between VB and VC is also 120. How to identify this? It is 120. To identify them, we need to represent these vectors on a xy plane. If we represent them on the xy plane, say this is the x and this is the y, VA with some magnitude of 139 at an angle of 0. So as the angle is 0, I am representing VA on x-axis, and from here VB with the same magnitude is of at a phase difference of 120 plus 120. So from VA, from x-axis, if I represented VB, it should be 120 degrees, 30 degrees more than 90 degrees, 120 degrees. This forms your VB. And then VC is minus 120 with the same magnitude. So with the same magnitude vector in the reverse direction, the angle is 120. If this is 120 and this angle is 120, then the third part will also be 120. The phase difference is 120 from each other, and also the magnitude is same. When the magnitude is same and the phase difference is 120 from each other, then the system is balanced system. And to identify the phase sequence, we need to read the vectors in the clockwise direction. If we read the vector, the first vector is A, and if we move towards the clockwise direction, into the clockwise direction, the second vector is C. So the phase sequence is ACB. Coming to the next part of the question, we are having VA, VB and VC. VA value is 381, VB is 381, VC is 381. The magnitude is same, but we need to check the phase difference. To check the phase difference of these vectors, we need to represent them on a phasor notation. VA is equal to 381 at an angle of 0. The angle is 0 here. Here the angle is 240, so VB is equal to 381 at an angle of 240. and VC is 381 at an angle of plus 120. To identify the phase difference and phase sequence, let us represent them on a graph. VA is 381. So it is on x-axis. VA representing on x-axis, and from here VB is 240. So if I am representing VB from here, 240 plus 240 means if I move it from here 90 degrees, 180 degrees plus 60 degrees, till here it will be 240. So VBA we can represent it at an angle of 240 from x-axis, from the positive x-axis. This is VB, and VC is plus 120. From here it will be VC. This way, this vector will be VC. If we check, this is 90 plus 30 is 120, and this in the negative direction it is also 120. Hence the remaining part, this angle between VC and VB will also be 120. As the phase difference is 120 and the magnitude is same, the system is balanced. And moreover, if we check the phase sequence, we need to start from the x-axis and move into the clockwise direction. When we move, we are finding the VB vector. Hence the phase sequence is ABC. Phase sequence is ABC. Next, coming to the third part, we are having VA, VB, VC, three vectors, but if you check, VA and VC are in the sine format. We need to get into the fundamental format of cos. Any vector should be represented. This is the convention what we are following. You can go for sine also, but normal convention what we go is sine cos function. So what we will do, we will represent this sine, we will convert this sine into cosine function. So from 277, to change this sine into cosine, we are adding minus 90. It means to convert this sine into cos, add minus 90 here. So I will write this cos and it will change to 377 minus 30 minus 90. To change this sine to cos, add minus 90. When we are adding this, it will become 277 cos 370 minus 120, then 277 cos 370 as it is in cos, we are not touching this. And coming to this sine function, if we want to change sine to cosine, we need to add minus 90. So we can change this cos 370 plus 210 minus 90. If you represent all these three vectors here, you will get 370 minus 120, 370 cosine of 370 plus 120. As it is in cos function, we can easily write it as 2771 at an angle of minus 120, and the next one will be the phase angle here is 0, hence it will be 0, and here the phase angle is plus 120 with a magnitude of 2771. Their magnitudes are same, but to check the phase difference between these vectors, we need to represent them on a xy plane. To start with, VA is minus 120. It means from x-axis it will be in the negative direction, it will be minus 120. 90 plus 30, or we can say minus 90 minus 30, it will be minus 120. This is VA. Then represent VB is at an angle of 0, so this will be your VB. And then VC is plus 120. It means from here plus 120, this forms your VC. VA, VB and VC are with same magnitude and with a phase difference of 120 degrees. This is 120, this is 120, hence it will be 120. It means magnitude is same, and with a phase difference of 120, the system is balanced system, and the phase sequence means order of the phase. It will be, we need to start here A, or we can go with A from A and move into the clockwise direction, ACB. It means it is a ACB, the phase sequence is ACB, or we can say it as a negative phase sequence. Positive sequence is ABC, negative phase sequence is ACB, and the system here is balanced system with a phase sequence of ACB or with a phase sequence of negative phase sequence. Next, coming to the fourth one, we are having VA, VB, VC. Okay, if you observe, this is in sine format and cos is in negative format in the for VB vector, and VC vector it is in the normal fundamental form. So this sine has to be changed into cosine function. What for we are doing this? To convert this into this polar, to represent this into this polar form. For drawing these vectors, we need to change this sine and negative parameters into the positive cosine functions. To change this into positive cosine functions, sine can be converted to cosine by subtracting minus 90 or by adding minus 90 to the given function. So 170 cos of minus 90, it will be the same. The value of the cos minus 90 and sine 0 will be same. Hence sine 30, if you want to convert this sine into cos, what we are doing, we are adding minus 90. Hence, as it is now, we can say this can be written as 170 cos of omega t minus 60. Hence, I can write it as 170 at an angle of minus 60, and here VB minus 170, it is a negative function of the cosine. To change the negative to positive, we need to add 180. The minus has to be, to remove this minus, we need to add plus 180. Add 180. If we add, it will become 170 cos of omega t plus 180. This is in fundamental form, basic fundamental form. To convert into polar form, 170 at an angle of plus 180, VC is equal to 170 at an angle of 60. It is as it is, we are taking it. Now, to represent the magnitudes are same, and to identify whether the system, the phase difference is 120 or not, we need to represent these vectors on a xy plane. To represent them on the xy plane, the first one is 170 at an angle of minus 160. It means VA has to be moved into the negative direction of 60 degrees. So it will be VA from here to here. Then VB is 170 at an angle of plus 180. So from x axis we need to move to plus 180. It is VB. It will be on the negative side of the x axis. Next, coming to the third VC part. VC part is at 60 degrees. 60 degrees plus 60 degrees. From here it will be VC. This vector is VC. Now if you observe, start with, if you check the phase angle, this is 60 and this is 60. So the phase difference is 120 here, and as it is 120 and the distance from this is 60, this will be 30. 30 plus 90, it will be 120. It means VB and VC are at 120. This is 120 and this difference is 120. The remaining difference will be 120. The magnitudes are same and the phase difference is 120 between the vectors. The system is balanced system, and to identify the phase sequence, we need to start with A and move into the clockwise direction. It is reading B. So the phase sequence is ABC. It is a positive phase sequence. ABC sequence is also called as a positive phase sequence. Coming to the second question. For YY circuit, find the line currents. It means we are having an YY power supply and YY load. What do you mean by YY connection? The similar ends are short circuited. The similar ends are short circuited. See, negative, 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 or the power supply are short circuited, and the all other positive ends are connected to the load, and the load is also in the star form. Similar ends are shorted together. Such type of connection is called as an Y-Y connection. The source is in Y and the load is also in Y connection. In this one, the current flowing, what do we need to calculate? We need to find the line currents. Line current means current flowing in this line. Current flowing in this line. We can call it as IAA or IA, IBB or IB, ICC C, this is C, not B, this is C, then we can call it as an IC. We need to identify these currents, and then the load voltages, voltage across the load, this voltage across this load, we need to find them. So to start with, let us convert this load into polar form for easy calculation. Zy is equal to 10 plus J5 is equal to 11.18. If you convert this into polar form, you will get this value. The line currents, if we observe, this is between neutral. It means this point and these points are same at 0 voltage. What we can do now, the line currents are current flowing in this. The applied voltage for this is VAN. This is neutral, both are at the same potential. So we can write it as voltage across. If we want to find out the current IA, this is one circuit, right? This is one circuit. This is at a neutral point. You can say this is also at, both are at the same potential. We can say that both are at the same potential. So the voltage applied, if we want to find out this current by Ohm's law, IA is equal to voltage across this divided by the resistance or the impedance. Voltage across this element or this element or this element, if we are going for this element VAN, the voltage across this is V small a n, supply voltage, VAN by ZY, this impedance. This voltage by this impedance, we will get this current. This voltage divided by this impedance, we will get this current. If you want to find out this current, the voltage supplied from the C phase into the C load phase. So we can write it as IA is equal to VAN by ZY, or similarly you will get substitute the value of VAN, substitute the value of ZY, what we got it here, you will get IA value, current flowing in the line. Then IB value, similarly you can go for IB, IC, you will get the, substitute the value of VBN, substitute the value of VCN, you will get VBN is 220 at an angle of minus 120, VCN is 220 at an angle of plus 120. When you divide with the ZY is a balance when the same load is connected in each phase. Substitute that value, you will get 19.68, 19.68 at a phase difference of this value. If you check the phase difference, it will be again 120. It means either you can follow this procedure, or the other procedure is simply to this value 19.68 add minus 120, add plus 120. Here we are having plus 120, here we have minus 120. Here if you want to calculate IB, just to this IA value add minus 120 in the phase angle. For IC add plus 120. This can be applied only for balance conditions. If the load is balanced, see the load is balanced, here the same value we have, then only we can use such a case. Okay, just change the phase values, plus 120 and minus 120 here. Plus 120, here minus 120 has to be added, and for this value we need to add plus 120. Or simply, if you don't want to get confused, simply what you can do is IB is equal to VBN by ZY, IC is equal to VCN by ZY. Now the next thing, what do we need to calculate? Find the line currents and also the line voltages and also the load voltages. Line currents we have evaluated. Now we need to calculate the line voltages. Line voltages means voltage across two lines. It means between VAB, between VBC, between AB, VBC and VAC. So the relationship between line voltage and the phase voltage is √3 line voltage is equal to √3 V phase plus 30 degrees. The phase voltage, the line voltage will be 30 degrees, leading when compared to the phase voltage, and also it will be √3 times the phase voltage. It means VL is equal to √3 V phase with a leading of plus 30. It has been proved in the theory part. This is the formula for the line voltage. What we can do now, √3 into 220. V phase is, how much is the V phase? If you check the circuit, phase magnitude is 220. If you want VAB, VA is 0, just we will add plus 30 here and multiply the magnitude with √3 times. So VB, if once VAB is equal to 381 at an angle of 30, then VBC will be, check the order. Here we are having 0, then minus 120. It means here for this 30 you need to add minus 120, and then we have for C we have plus 120, add 120 to this value, 120 to this value. So you will get VAB is equal to 381 at an angle of 30, VBC is equal to, add minus 120 to this value, you will get 381 at an angle of minus 90. For VCA, to this value 381 plus 30, add 120, you will get 381 at an angle of 150. This is your CA. This forms your VAB, VBC and VCA. We got the line voltages. Now the next parameter that has to be evaluated is the load voltages. Load voltages is, for this load, what is the voltage across this? Voltage across this way is VAN. Voltage across this load, B load, is the VBN. Voltage across C load, this is C parameter. Voltage across C load is VCN. The same value, whatever we got, the same value. The load voltage VAN is equal to ISZY is equal to VAN, VBN is equal to VBN, VCN, capital CN is equal to VCN. Capital A, capital B, capital C represents the load value. Small a, small b, small c represents the supply parameters. Hence VAN, VBN, VCN are the load voltages equal to the supply voltages, supply phase values, VAN, VBN, VCN. Phase value is the voltage between the neutral point and the respective phase. If you want the phase voltage in A, voltage across, we need to measure the voltage from A to N. Similarly for B phase, from B to N we need to measure the voltage. Coming to the third question, we need to obtain the line current in the three-phase circuit. To obtain the line current in the three-phase circuit, simple, IA, IB, IC, what we need to do is similar fashion, simple, what we did just now. If we want IA, current, this line current, voltage across this phase, it means this is neutral point, this is neutral point. We assume the voltage across the neutrals will be 0. This is at 0 potential, this is at 0 potential, or at the same potential we can say. So voltage across this, voltage across VA, capital VA will be voltage across this value. If you want this current, voltage divided by the impedance, this value divided by this. If you want this voltage divided by this impedance. If you want this current, voltage divided by this impedance. If you want this current IC, voltage across this is plus 120 divided by this impedance. So IA is equal to 440 divided by 6 minus J8. IB is equal to 440 at an angle of minus 120. IB for B minus 120 is minus 120, 6 minus J8. Similarly IC 440 at an angle of plus 120. We got this for C phase, 120 is connected, so 440 at an angle of plus 120 divided by 6 minus J8. If you evaluate, you will get these values. Or simply the other form is, if you calculate the first parameter IA, to that parameter add minus 120, to the same you will get IB, to the IA parameter add plus 120, you will get IC. Either you can go for this procedure, or you can go with the evaluation of first parameter and then add minus 120 and plus 120 to the first parameter. You will get the remaining currents. Coming to the next part, solve for the line currents in the Y delta circuit. In Y delta circuit, Z delta is equal to 60 at an angle of 45 degrees. This is question number 5. Z delta 60 at an angle of 45 degrees. This is the Z delta circuit where dissimilar ends are connected to each other. If this is the starting end, then the leaving end is connected to the other end. It will be in the cyclic form. So what the easiest method is, convert this delta form into the star form. How can we convert this? If you want to identify ABC. If you want to convert this ABC into star form, at the center we will keep a neutral point and we will be identifying this point. If you want to identify this point, it will product of these two divided by sum of the three impedances. What we have studied in electrical circuits 1, star delta transformation. With this star delta transformation, if the load impedances are same, if the impedances are same, and if you want to evaluate this branch, the value of this branch will be Z delta divided by 3, and if the value of this branch will be, when the loads are similar, from the neutral to B or from the neutral to C, value of the impedance from neutral to A, from this neutral point to A in a star form will be Z delta by 3, Z delta by 3. So you have to, for the evaluation, to convert this delta circuit into an equivalent ZY circuit, equivalent circuit of a star form, we will be writing it as Z delta by 3. ZY is equal to Z delta by 3. So 20 at an angle of 45 degrees. Now if 20 at an angle of 45 degrees is the ZY, is the impedance from point A to neutral, from point B to neutral, and from point C to neutral. These three branches impedance is same, will be same and should be same. Why? Because it is a balanced circuit. ZYA, ZYB and ZYC, ZYC, or we can call it as an ZAN, ZBN and ZCN. All these impedances will be same, and that value is given by Z delta by 3. What is Z delta? It is given in the question. Z delta is 60 at an angle of 45, 20 at an angle of 45. So IA will be voltage across the A branch 0, voltage across the B branch minus 120, voltage across the C branch plus 120. So VAN, VBN, VCN divided by the ZY, ZY, ZY. We got the current, line currents, current flowing here. Just we need to calculate the line currents. Either you can go with this, or to this add minus 120 and plus 120. If you add minus 120, it will become minus 165. If you add plus 120, it will become 75. With this we have completed 4 questions. Coming to the 5th question, this is a similar question to the top question number 4. We have a balanced 3-phase Y delta systems. Find the line current IL and the average power delivered to the load. We need to identify the line currents. It means line current means IA, IB and IC. If you compare this circuit, here we are having a delta circuit, here we are having a Y circuit directly connected, whereas here in between the Y and delta circuit we are having an additional resistance for each branch. For each branch, here we are having 2, here we are having 2 ohms, here we are having 2 ohms, and also apart from this we are having a delta circuit here. So what we need to do, simplest form, the easiest way is to convert the delta into the star form. If we convert the delta into the star form, the delta impedance should be divided by the 3, So ZY is equal to Z delta divided by 3. Z delta is equal to 9 minus J6 by Z delta, this is given in question. This value is given in question, Z delta divided by 3. It will be 3 minus J2. If you represent this 3 minus J2, if you represent this, it will be connected. If I am converting this into star form, the star impedance what we are getting it here, it will be in series with the 2 ohms. The star connected from here, which is converting from here, which is connecting from this point to this neutral point, that impedance 3 minus J2 will be in series with the 2 ohms. Similarly for the third branch. So what we can write it as 3 minus J2. 3 minus J2, to this we need to add 2 ohms. The total impedance in the star form will be 5 minus J2. Why? For 3 minus J2 we are adding 2 for A branch. Similarly for B branch we are adding 2 to this new impedance which we are converting from delta to star. Similarly from 2 we are converting into 9 minus J6. So the value what we are getting here is 3 minus J2, and 3 minus J2 we are adding, it will be in series with the 2 ohms, hence it will be added in all the branches. In the star form of this load, the complete net impedance will be 2 plus 3 minus J2 for A branch. Similarly for B branch it will be 2 plus 3 minus J2. Similarly for C branch it will be 2 plus 3 minus J2. When we add this you will get 5 minus J2. So IA is equal to VAN divided by total impedance. We will get 20.42. We got the line current. Similarly IB you will get it as the same value divided by the same value divided the same value, just we need to add minus 120 to this value. Similarly for C, I think all the currents are what he has asked, find the line current IL. It means he did not specify IA or IB, he did not specify to calculate all the line currents, hence we have evaluated only single line current. In the question, in the answer sheet, if you get the same question in the examination, you can identify all the three currents. Simply IA is equal to, we got this value, then IB will be 20.42 at an angle of 21.807. IB it is minus 120. The same value we need to add minus 120. You will get that value as IB. Similarly, IC will be 20.42 at an angle of 21.807 plus 120. You will get the IC current value. And coming to the next part, what we need to calculate, average power delivered to the load. To identify the average power delivered to the load, we need to identify the apparent power. First let us calculate the apparent power. The apparent power is S is equal to 3 IA square ZY. 3 value, current IA value, we got it 20.42 the whole square into ZY. ZY will be 3 minus Z2, 3 minus Z value, impedance in the load. Impedance in the load, what is the load? The load is the star form. In the star form, the impedance what we have calculated, the impedance that we have calculated for the star form of the circuit is 3 minus J2. So this is the load, this is your ZY, 3 minus J2. When you evaluate this, you will get it as this. Convert this into rectangular to polar, you will get 3.65 at an angle of minus 33.96. When you evaluate this whole calculation, when you do this whole calculation, you will get 4514 at an angle of minus 33.96, and this forms your real power. Convert this polar form into rectangular form for using calculators. Once you use calculators, you will get 3744 minus J2522. This is your real part and this is your imaginary part. This is your real power and it is your reactive power, and the average power supplied is considered as a real part of the apparent power. So the real part of the apparent power is P is equal to real part of S3744. This forms your average power supplied. With this we have finished the star delta circuit form. In the next session we will see problems related to the delta circuit, and also we will try to identify the delta Y circuit, delta Y form, and also we will try to solve the problems related to the evaluation of the load impedance and also the line currents, load impedance and the line currents, along with the unbalanced situations. With this we will conclude this session. In the next session we will try to see some more applications of the three-phase circuits.